Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I'm going to try something I've only done once before. Well, I've kind of done it once before. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. But I am going to do a bloom swipe on a canvas. So I have got one of my good canvases out. So this is my gallery wrapped canvas, and I am wanting to do a nice bloom swipe. I'm just stirring these because I made these up a little while ago and it looks like they're separated slightly. They do feel a little bit thicker than they used to be. Oops, that wasn't the smartest thing. Okay, don't scrape the edges because the edges had dried paint on them. That's good to know for future reference. So they have thickened up slightly too, but I am just going to go with it. I don't really want to mess with them too much because I don't know if I'm going to mess up the recipe that they are. These are jpsonja's paints mixed with interior house paint that is untinted. So this is just the sample pot that I brought of untinted Taubman's house paint. And I just didn't tint it. I just left it untinted. And I have also added some jpsonja's gloss varnish. So that is what I have here. So, and my house paint is British Paints. I'm just going to give it a swirl. Try not to shake it. Give it a swirl to mix, because otherwise you're going to get air bubbles. So this is British Paints low gloss interior white, and my cell activator color is Amsterdam lamp black mixed with floetrol at about 4 parts to 1. So I'll have to go back and check my recipe for these for exactly what ratios I used. But yeah, this is a deep edged canvas. I'm hoping that this one here will look good for I just want to do a couple more on the good canvases to see, or the thick-sided canvas, to see how they turn out. So I'm a little bit unsure myself how this is going to work, but we will just try it and see. So it is, I might be using too much house paint, I don't know. I normally do this on tiles, not, well, I haven't really done it a lot, but if I did in the past, it's been on a tile, not on, I did 1 or 2 on a canvas, but I think that was a different mixture. I think that was using boom gel, not the jpsonja's paints. So we will test this and see. I'm just going to pop these bubbles. Come on, turn off. Yep. Didn't want to turn off for a second there. So I'm just going to pour these on. I have a feeling I'm not quite in the middle there, but that's okay. I've got 4 colours to go, so Hopefully I get it a bit more even as I go. We will see. And these two, I'm actually going to do these in a wiggle pattern. As I said, this is a test. I like experimenting. It's usually quite fun. Now, from what I've seen other people do, instead of putting the cell activator on the actual canvas, they put the cell activator on the card. So I'm going to try that. I don't know how. I haven't done it that way before, but as we say, let's just have fun and see how it turns out. So I hope this is in camera what I'm doing here. And I'm going to put a reasonable amount on. Alright, now I've got to try to turn this over and do a swipe without too much dripping off. Whoa. That looks cool. I may have a little bit too much black, I don't know. Alright, I should maybe try and overlap slightly. Okay. I'm liking the way this is looking so far. So I'm gonna actually get another card. And cut it in half for that edge. Cool. It's looking quite groovy. If that's the right word. I think I have gone a little bit not enough in the middle, but I'm probably going to tilt it so it will look a little bit different as I go. Alright, so I'm going to turn this card over and use the other side because it's going a little bit bendy. Ah, I needed to have turned my canvas around, didn't I? There we go. Got paint on my knuckle. Alright, now touch the other black. Alrighty. touch where the other black was. So I may have used a little bit too much paint. These are things that as you do more frequently, you actually get more practice at. So if this looks good, then I'll go, next time I'm going to do it slightly this other way, or... Alright. Okay. So there we go with the swiping. Now, I'm going to put my gloves on. And I'm going to do a bit of tilting. So what I would like to try to do is actually cover the sides of this canvas with the paint. So I'm going to have to tilt it a bit. One, to make the cells stretch a little bit, and two, to cover these sides. But I'm going to go my way first. Just moving it a little bit side to side and back and forth. Some parts want to move a little bit better than others. Go over that corner, please. I'm going to bring it back. I would like to also add some paint from my fingers onto this corner because it didn't want to move. Nah. So how's it looking on that side? Okay. So I'm just wetting the sides really, not so much going to leave it this way. I'm hoping that when I tilt it, it will end up covering up these bits that I'm doing. And it's very dry, so I'm gonna just wet it a little bit. Doesn't have to be fully wet, just enough so the paint glides a bit better. Okay. Now, I'm going to tilt it this way. So one thing I didn't do, which I probably should have, was put some masking tape over the base of this. Yeah, come on, you can. Because one thing about these blooms, they are messy. and everything you touch turns to mess. I can tell you that now. The house paint is a little bit sticky. Yeah, you can go over. Come on, please. Go over and be good. It's getting there. Sorry if I'm off camera. Just trying to get it to go over these edges and look good. I might be slightly overstretching now. It's because it's a deep-sided canvas. I think by trying to get the sides covered, I'm overstretching. But we'll see if I bring it back this way. Oh, so messy. I feel like I can't touch a thing. Yeah, the deep sides made it a little bit more difficult for me to do. That's something I probably will have to learn more with practice. But I'm not going to alter this much more because I can't really tilt a lot more. It is looking pretty cool, but... And the sides are... See, the sides are quite pretty. They're actually giving the same effect as the top. Throw that away. I'm going to scrape the bottom, even though I think having the deep sides, it's still going to pull more over the edge. Sorry, I got to hold my little dangly tassels from my hood because now it's gotten a bit warmer. I've used a different art shirt and I didn't think about the tassels until I started leaning over my canvases and then realized this is probably not the most appropriate art shirt to wear. Okay. So I think it was slightly overstretched, but again, still learning, and I actually think it looked quite nice at the beginning when I had pulled it to the sides, but there was nothing covering the edges at all. And by doing that, I've had to stretch it and learning how to do it. But this is really cool. It's still got your lacing through it, where the colours have divided by lacing. And I've got a black line in the middle, but it's kind of like it's been eroded in a way. So I think it looks quite interesting. Just hoping maybe I should go over here. Yeah. Pick up a little bit of colour. Place that there because that's going to run down and give it a streaky look anyway. So it may look a little bit touched up. But being a side, it's not the end of the world. Alrighty, So a bloom swipe, which is quite different. So I wanted to do it on a smaller canvas, but I didn't have any smaller canvases that were shallow edged. I only had these large ones. I've got some really nice square ones. I may do one in a square one and do a nice spin. But again, I'm worried it going over the edge and not down the edge. So that's why I hadn't done that before. But I'm going to pause it and bring you down for a closer look. There we go. So as you can see over here, you have that nice lacing where it kind of divides the colours. So it looks a little bit like a bloom, a little bit like a water painting in a way. Over here, keep in focus. Now let's go down and have a look at the sides. See, the sides match it quite well. They kind of just streak down. Alright, so this has been interesting. Different to normal, but fun all the same. So I might just have to keep trying this a little bit more. It's different doing it on a canvas to a tile. The tile, it seems to glide across a little bit easier. But this is fun, this is different, and I hope you liked it. So for now, I'll say see you later. Subscribe, share, like, leave comments. And I'll have to do a bit more practice on this to kind of get different effects. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. See you later.